Hello ninth graders. Today we're gonna start our grammar. This we're going to talk about the passive voice. The passive voice is a little bit complicated, so you need to study continuously. You have to make sure that you understand this part before we move on to the other part. When we finish all tenses, I'm going to provide you with a worksheet to make it easier for you to get back to the forms. Okay? So, the passive voice. Why do we use the passive voice? We have 3 reasons. The passive is used when we want to focus on the result of an action rather than on the person or people responsible for the action. So, if I use the passive voice, that means that I don't care who the subject of my sentence is. I don't care who did the thing. I just care about the results. Is the thing done? Who did it? I don't care. Second reason is the passive is used when it is not important to say who does something. So it's not important. Someone cleaned the car. I don't care who cleaned my car. I only care that my car is clean now. Or because it's obvious, of course. For example, the kids have been taught. Who taught the kids? It's obvious that a teacher taught the kids, but it's not important because it's obvious. Third and last part, the passive is frequently used in academic writing, reports, scientific text, and official documents, and to describe a process. So, it's used in academic writing, formal writings, and it's also used to describe a process of something, to describe steps to something. We're gonna start with the present simple. All you have to do is to know the form of the present simple and how to turn the present simple active sentence to a present simple passive sentence. That's all you have to do. That's why you need to study continuously. So, the active sentence of a present simple tense is Sally drives the car, which of course is subject plus verb, verb plus as if it's he, she, it, or a subject, plus object. So our sentence is Sally drives the car. A present simple sentence, very easy, you're all aware of the form. How do we change it to the passive form? We know our object. We know where the parts of the sentence are. So we take our object, remember, because why do we use the passive voice? We use it when we don't care who did the thing. I don't care that Sally drove the car. I just know that the car was driven. So we take our object, we put it first in the sentence. So object plus is or, you have to memorize this by heart. I'm just explaining how it turned to it. Plus verb 3. Okay, so the present simple passive form is object plus is or are plus verb 3. Why is or are? Because it depends on the object. Is my object singular? I'm gonna use is. If my object is plural, I'm gonna use are. Plus by plus subject. This is optional. Why? Because we said we don't care who did the thing, but it might be necessary in a couple of cases. But as far as we're concerned, it's optional. So we have subject, verb, object. We're gonna take our object, put it first in sentence. Then the car, is the car singular or plural? The car is singular, so we add is, the second part. So we have our object, then we have is because it's singular, and then the verb 3 of the verb in my sentence. What is the verb 3 of the verb drive? Driven. So the car is driven. تمت قيادة السيارة. This is what it means. I don't care who drove the car. I just care that the car is driven. By Sally is optional. That's why it's colored in red. This is the optional part of the sentence. The car is driven by Sally is the passive form of the present simple of this sentence. As we said, by Sally part is optional because we're not concerned with who did the thing, but the result of the thing. What is the result? Is the car is driven. All you have to do is to memorize the form of the active and the passive form in the present simple for now. The present simple negative form. As we all know, if we want to make a sentence negative in the present simple, we use don't or doesn't depending on the subject. So, again, we're going to use the same steps. We have subject, does or do, not plus verb s plus object. We're going to take our object, put it first, is are again. The only difference is we turn the sentences into negative using do not or does not. When we use it as a passive form, we only use not. So is not, are not, same thing, verb to be plus not. So object plus is are not plus verb 3 again by the subject is optional. We're gonna do what we did here. Our object is the car, it comes first. Is are, it's singular, so it's is. We add the not because it's negative. Verb 3 is driven, the car is not driven by Sally, is optional of course. Very easy, all you have to do is to find your object, bring it to the first, and complete the form. That's all we're gonna take for today. I need you to study the passive form continuously so you don't get lost because we're gonna take all the tenses. For example, Samir eats cereal every day. You ask yourself, where is my object, sorry. Samir subject eats verb cereal. Object every day is a time word. So cereal is my object. So I bring the word cereal to the front. Cereal, singular or plural. Cereal is singular, so we use is or are. Of course we use is. Eats, verb 3 of eats is eaten. We have our time word. And the optional part is who ate the cereal? Samir ate the cereal. Samir eats cereal every day. Cereal is eaten every day by Samir, or cereal is eaten by Samir every day are both 100% correct. I need you to create your own sentences, practice turning them to the passive voice, and we're gonna continue tomorrow. Thank you so much. Good luck in your exams.